ఓకే లెట్స్ డూ ఇట్. ఏంటి మరి ఇంకా జైలర్ మూవీ వచ్చింది, రివ్యూ కూడా వచ్చేసింది. నువ్వు రివ్యూ చేసావా?
చూసాను.
అయిపోయిందా?
జైలర్ మూవీ ట్రైలర్ కన్నా కూడా ట్రెండింగ్ లో వేరేది వచ్చింది.
ట్రెండింగ్ లో ఏముంది ఇప్పుడు?
తమన్నా డాన్స్
ట్రెండింగ్ లో ఉందా? అంటే ఏం చేసింది అది?
నువ్వు కావాలయ్యా నువ్వు సాంగ్ ఉన్నది దాంట్లో.
జైలర్లోనా?
అది ట్రెండింగ్ లోకి వచ్చింది.
అది ట్రెండింగ్ లో వచ్చింది బాగా. ఇప్పుడు సో ఇప్పుడు తమన్నా ట్రెండింగ్ లో ఉంటే నేను చూడలేదు, నాకు తెలియదు అది. ఎట్టా నువ్వు ట్రెండింగ్ అన్నావు కాబట్టి మన న్యూ ఫీచర్ ఏంటి దాని పేరు ట్రెండింగ్ లో ఉందాం తెలుగులో. ఇంగ్లీష్లో ఆల్వేస్
లెట్స్ బీ ఇన్ ట్రెండ్.
లెట్స్ బీ ఇన్ ట్రెండ్, ఆల్వేస్ ఆన్ ట్రెండ్ అన్న, ఏదో ఒకటి సంథింగ్ లైక్ దట్, క్యాచ్ ఫ్రేజ్ లాగా. సో అది ఒక ఫీచర్. దాంట్లో మనం విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ సమ్ లైక్ దిస్ తమన్నా డ్యాన్స్, ఆ జైలర్ రివ్యూ, అలాంటి స్టఫ్. సో విల్ టాక్ అబౌట్ దట్. బట్ ఎనీవే విల్ కంటిన్యూ టు అవర్ స్టఫ్ అబ్సీనిటీ పార్ట్ 2.
అదే నిన్న టాపిక్ ఎలా కంక్లూడ్ చేసామంటే అబ్సీనిటీ అనేది మైండ్లో ఉంటేనే అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ వస్తుందని అన్నారు. దానికి ఇంకా కంటిన్యూ ఏమైనా యాడ్ చేస్తారా మీరు?
Obscene అంటే what is the psychology behind the obscenity? The people who want to use obscene language so frequently. So here we have to stress so frequently. That is the thing. Some people use once and twice or something like that. That doesn't give much impact. The people who are using so frequently, that gives a lot of impact. That they are just throwing this language around you. And you are there to pick up if you are a kid, if you are some teenager. So those people are the ones we should see. So what is the psychology behind them? Why they want to use this language? Why can't use the normal language? So that is a question we should see. So I think answer would be like because they as we already said, they don't know how to express their emotion, the first thing. The second thing is like it's very easy for them, and also they feel some kind of a pleasure by using this language. It's not necessary, but still they are using.
Kani
they feel little bit of pleasure.
ఇక్కడ వచ్చిన డౌట్ ఉంది. లైక్ టిపికల్గా ప్లెజర్ అనేది ఇట్స్ రిలేటెడ్ టు డోపమైన్ లెవెల్స్, రైట్?
Yeah, it's also it dopamine levels. It related to central nervous system. Many pleasure has a lot of layers. So what is the signal is the point.
అప్పుడు ఏదైనా ఫ్రీక్వెంట్ గా చేస్తే కనుక ఈజీగా దొరికితే, లేకపోతే డోపమైన్ లెవెల్స్ అనేవి జీరో ఉంటాయి. ఇప్పుడు మరి అబ్సెంట్ లాంగ్వేజ్ వాడినా కూడాను ఈ డోపమైన్ లెవెల్స్, ఆ ప్లెజర్ కంటెంట్ అనేది జీరో వచ్చేస్తుంది కదా.
No. Exactly, that's fine. If it is related to the dopamine levels, at one point it is definitely related to the dopamine levels. When the people are using first time, maybe second time, maybe like a recent times. But after that, after they've been using this one, the dopamine level will be definitely zero. That is for sure. But another thing is that why I'm saying it is a pleasure related. If a guy is talking about a girl in a vulgar manner, he feels pleasure to talk about about the girl in such a manner. That's why. You see, people are talking about heroines. They're talking about, right? But heroine has nothing to do with this guy, and this guy has nothing to do with that heroine. Why he still? But he could use a normal language. Otherwise, if he is talented, he could use the poetic language. See, Sungara, Naishada, Srinada Kavi Sarvabhauma, it's the same thing. He did like a very poetically describing the same body parts of a girl. But Chaudappa did exactly opposite. It is the trajectory that is going here and there. So what we are talking about Chaudappa, we don't talk about Srinada. Srinada did a phenomenal job. That's why he is still there. Everybody remembers Srinada. Chaudappa, very few people remember. I mean, I don't remember Chaudappa for sure. So it's a trajectory that is going here and there. So we want to talk about this Chaudappa kind of a guys. first is pleasure related. The second is like it's very easier for them to use this kind of language. Third is like it is everywhere. It is there in their brains easily. So, for example, vocabulary, there is a stock in your brain. In your brain, what happens related to the language? Vocabulary is like a skeleton. If you have a necessary vocabulary, you can form the sentences very easily. Forming of the sentences is like in a fraction of seconds it happens. I mean, people talk about in their native language, they are not grammatically correct, but they still talk about very beautifully. Not necessarily grammatically correct. So, like that, if you have a necessary vocabulary, you can easily form sentences, and your language, your spoken language will still be beautiful, as long as you know the vocabulary. Vocabulary is the key. So that's why any teacher, any language teacher, they say that pick the vocabulary, as much vocabulary as possible, so that your language will be up, and you will be master in your language like in very within a short time or something like that. This is the teacher's tricks, the tips or whatever. So vocabulary, this obscene language vocabulary is there already in the society, and it is there in their brains also. So that's easy, and all these things mix up, and then for them it's very normal to use the obscene language. That's the point I want to make. Yeah. So this is what happens in their brain as a psychological aspect. Why the people want to use the obscene language. Yeah.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే ఫైన్, ఇప్పుడు ఒకరిని ఒక అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్లో తిట్టారనుకోండి, డస్ హీ మీన్ ఎనీథింగ్ లైక్ ఆల్ ద టైమ్, లైక్ ఇస్ ఇట్ జస్ట్ లైక్ దట్?
No, if there is no anger, if there is no emotion attached to that one, it doesn't mean anything. He just for him it's just a language. His own language. Yeah. If something anger is there, something frustration is there, or some insult, I mean, if he want to insult you or some kind of a emotion he want to throw using this language, then that means you should react to that one. Otherwise you don't need to react to that one. I mean, you are going on the street and the dog is barking at you. Would you go to the dog? No, if the dog try to bite you, then you will react to the dog, right? Not like barking. These people are like a barking. You should see them and you should ignore them. But when 1,000 dogs are barking at your place, then you should take this seriously. That's what exactly we are talking about. The people who are using frequently, and if they are in more numbers, then we should react to that one. If once in 100 guys uses this language, nobody cares. Yeah. I think this is a good metaphor. 1 dog to 100 dogs. Yeah. So.
And one more thing is that, like, ఓకే, మీరు ఏమంటున్నారంటే అబ్సెన్ లాంగ్వేజ్కి ఫ్రీక్వెంట్గా వాడితే కనుక ఇన్ కేస్ వాడు ఎమోషన్ యాడ్ చేసినా యాడ్ చేయకపోయినా కూడాను ఒకే రిజల్ట్ ఉంటుంది.
And society, on society definitely it has the same result, because he is throwing the vocabulary into the society, and then people are there to pick up the vocabulary. So you don't need to react to if it is one person.
అవును. ఇప్పుడు
if everybody is talking about that one, see, when I was in Nellore, when I be out of my house, if I go to my friend's place, or if I go to pub, if I go to some other party, if everybody is talking about this bullshit language, I cannot. I told you I turn off, right? I cannot be in that place. If it is so much there in the society, we cannot live in that kind of society. And also it is directly demeaning the girls. In one hand, you are talking about we have more goddesses than gods. That is what the Hindu mythology says. That is the Hindu standards to give respect to the girls. That's why we have more gods. This and that you are talking about. On the other hand, you are demeaning the girls as highest level as possible. What kind of bullshit is this? And then you have to react to that one at one point of time, at whatever ways it's possible to condemn that. Yeah, that is the thing. Yeah.
అది నిన్న చెప్పాను కదా, ఒక మూవీలో హై నాయికానా మూవీలో సేమ్ ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటుంది. అది సేమ్ ప్రాబ్లం రైట్ చేశారు జంజల్ గారు. సో అందులో ఆయన రెమెడీ ఏంటి అని చెప్తారంటే కనుక, మీరు ఇన్ కేస్ ఎప్పుడైనా గనక ఒక అలాంటి అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ వాడాలి అనుకుంటే గనక దగ్గరలో ఉన్న ఏదో ఒకటి వస్తువు గురించి ఏదో ఒక పదం అనమంటారు. అంటే నీ అన్నప్పుడు నీ కప్పు సంథింగ్ లైక్ నీ వాటర్, అది అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే కనుక ఆ అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ వాడకుండా జస్ట్ ఆ పదాన్ని రిప్లేస్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో ఇది వన్ ఆఫ్ ది రెమెడీ. మీకు తెలిసిన ఇంకా ఏమైనా రెమెడీస్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయా?
Remedies means, okay, I mean there are only one thing I followed. I think people try not to use this as much as possible. That is the first thing. That is obvious thing, of course. It is there in their brain. And also they have to understand why they are using this language. They are directly targeting which persons. They are targeting their mothers and sisters, or they are targeting them. So if you have some problem with them, you should target them, not their mothers, not their women behind them. So that is the first thing they have to understand completely. Then they started to target them, not their girls. Okay. Second thing is that you should leave that society for a shorter period of time. For example, if you feel like your society, like for example in Nellore, you feel like it's a lot of people are using this one, you should leave that. You should leave Nellore for a month. So go to somewhere else, like in Goa, wherever. I mean, like what is this? Hill stations. Bangalore, wherever, like some kind of vacation. Then you should go to that place where your language is not there. For example, if you are a Telugu guy, you should go to a Hindi place, or Tamil place where the language is foreign to you. Then even if you want to use this language, there is nobody around to use to talk with them in this kind of language. Then you understand that how much of the obscene language that you are using, and then eventually you will. I mean, you have to have this one in mind. Then when you go back, then you try to lesser and lesser, and choose your friends, choose your places, choose your time. These are the place that I will be exposed to obscene language. I shouldn't do this one. And you choose your friends also. I know one guy used a lot of this language. Whenever I go to Nellore, I definitely told. I don't give any information to him about my arrival. I ask my other friends also not to tell to him. It is only because that when he comes, meet me, and then he starts greeting me, whatever the way possible, he use the obscene language. That gives me some kind of turn off. So you choose your friends, and all these methods definitely works. And you have to believe consciously that you should give respect to the girls, and you shouldn't use this obscene language and emotions. If you want to convey the emotion, whatever the emotions is possible, there is other ways to convey it. This is not the way to convey your emotions. These are the three things. I think this is the one.
So ఇది ఒక పాసిబుల్ రెమెడీ అంటారు. సో అది ఎవరికి వాళ్ళు రియలైజ్ అవ్వాలి, కానీ సొసైటీ పరంగా మనం అయితే ఏం చేయలేము.
You cannot put any law. You have to use your consciousness. You have to use your stuff.
దీనికి చదువుకి ఏమైనా రిలేషన్ ఉందా? అంటే ఇప్పుడు కొంచెం చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు ఎక్కువ వాడతారని, చదువుకున్న వాళ్ళు తక్కువ వాడతారని.
అంటే ఇక్కడ కల్చర్తో డిపెండ్స్ ఇది. దిస్ ఈస్ అ కల్చర్. దిస్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ అబౌట్ యువర్ స్టడీస్, దిస్ అండ్ దట్. స్టడీస్ దిస్ అండ్ దట్ ఈస్ ఎ మెమరీ బేస్డ్. ఇండియన్ సిస్టమ్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సిస్టమ్ ఈజ్ మెమరీ బేస్డ్. So if you have a lot of memory, and then you go and throw your memory on piece of paper, and somebody examine your memory according to their guidelines, and they give you a marks, and that marks give you a pass or fail. This is a basically memory based system. There is no relation between the obscene language, using obscene language, and memory. Memory is a brain activity. It's an intellect. Obscene language is a language. It's a culture thing. Whether you are a good, you grow up in a good culture or not, obviously, of course. You're networking. So, even the professors. I went to Tirupati college, a medical college, some work, and then I heard, not I heard, but somebody saying that professor is very rude, this and that. Then I asked, what do you mean by rude or something like that? Then that guy told me that he would use the obscene language also. He is a medical professor. He is around 65 years or 70. And then he used this kind of a obscene language on the people around him, like servants and whatever, this and that. See, obscene language is rooted where? It is, I mean, that guy can't use the same language on his daughters, right? On his daughter-in-laws. No, he can't. He don't use it, but he can freely use it on the servants, or girls or boys or whatever. This kind of a hypocritic society they are living in, basically. So, yeah. So, what do you say?
సో మీరేమంటున్నారంటే కనుక చదువుకైనా అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్కి సంబంధం లేదు, కేవలం అది క్యారెక్టర్కి సంబంధించింది మోస్ట్లీ. సో రెమెడీస్ ఏంటంటే కొంచెం ఆ ప్రదేశం నుంచి దూరంగా వెళ్ళడం లాంటివి మీరు చెప్పేది. అది మీకు మీరుగా మారాలి, కానీ ఎవరు ఏదో చేస్తారైతే కనుక లేదు. ప్లస్ దానివల్ల మీ వాల్యూ అనేది ఖచ్చితంగా పడిపోతుంది.
Yeah, sure. See, I'm talking about that professor now. That was happened like 4-5 years ago. So for me, I don't give any value on him, though he is a professor in medicine or whatever. When I heard that he is using this kind of bullshit language, obviously people don't give the value or the respect to the stuff. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. If you don't use obscene language, even in one single word, your value becomes 1,000 times better. 1,000 times. Yeah. Observe that. And you inside you feel that you are respecting everyone, including girls. In South Indian continent, this is the big bold statement. Including girls is the important thing. People don't give respect. They should be given respect. Yeah. So obscene language is obscenity. And obscenity is there in their brains, not on the girl's body. Yeah, they are basically describing the girl's body, right, in a cheap manner.
Yeah.
So obscenity is there in their brains, not on the girl's body. Yeah. That's what we want to say this topic. Yeah. Yep. So what is your experience? You are in India, right?
Yeah.
And then what's your experience with people?
అదే నేను చదువుకుంది గవర్నమెంట్ హై స్కూల్లో. సో అక్కడ అన్ని రకాల పీపుల్ ఉంటారు కాబట్టి, సో ఈ అబ్సీన్ లాంగ్వేజ్ అనేది అక్కడే పరిచయం అయింది.
ఓకే. అంటే స్కూల్
లెవెల్లో అరౌండ్ 6th class 7th class ఆ టైంలో.
అంతే, అప్పటి నుంచి.
అవును. సో తర్వాత నెక్స్ట్ ఓవర్ ద టైం ఏమిటంటే కనుక నేను మరీ అంత ఫ్రీక్వెంట్గా వాడేవాడిని కాదు, కానీ నేను కూడా వాడేవాడిని కొంచెం. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే ఓవర్ ద టైం ఏంటంటే ఈ చదువుకోవడాలు, సొసైటీ మారడాలు ఇలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఏమవుతుందంటే కనుక అవి వాడాల్సిన అవసరం లేకపోయింది.
ఓకే.
అది వాడలేదు. సో ప్లస్ ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు జనాలు ఎలా వాడుతున్నారంటే కనుక వాటిని నిన్న డిస్కస్ చేసినట్టు కొంచెం విడిగా వేరే పర్యాయ పదాలు వాడుతున్నారు ఇప్పుడు.
ఇట్స్ లైక్ alternate soundings. But they are meaning the same thing, right? Why they are? But still, that's also another thing. That's like also like comes under hypocrisy. So if you wanna say something, you should have some guts to say it. Otherwise, if you don't have the guts to say it, don't say it. Otherwise, it's what is the point? Just to satisfy your ego, right? Ego is another thing. We did not talk about ego as a topic. We should talk about that one also, because ego also is a topic of discussion. We should do that one in another episode. But yeah, to satisfy their ego, they do all this kind of bullshit. Yeah. So we can cut it off. Yeah.
Yes. Right.
Let's cut it off then.